All right, so that's recording. Awesome. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Just taking a while. All right, I'm glad you all are here. Thanks for giving me some of your time out of the work week. Appreciate it. Welcome to Breaking the Cycle. Clearly, you all are here for a reason. So we're going to talk about ways that we can manage performance anxiety. And also, I'll give you some practical strategies to empower you with your academic confidence. Okay. This will be an interactive workshop. Okay. We will explore not only how academic performance anxiety can affect our ability to succeed, but also how to overcome these challenges by building lasting confidence using practical tips and strategies, research-backed strategies. Okay. I almost said good morning. Good evening to those who are just joining us. Glad you're here. We just got started.
Good evening.
Hi, Lisa. Get settled in. Glad you're here. All right. So academic performance, briefly, the anxiety of it is a common and natural experience. Okay. If you don't have it, I would be a little worried. Okay. It's common, particularly for those who are returning to school as an adult, or if you've been out of school for such a long period of time. We get this from the pressure to excel and the fear of not meeting certain expectations. That can create this cycle of stress and self-doubt that does affect not only our grades, but also our overall well-being. Okay, so today, let's see if we can break that cycle by focusing on the 5 actionable strategies that I'm going to give you. Okay, we're going to talk about setting realistic goals, practicing mindfulness, all the above. All right, to start us off, let's do a Zoom poll. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and in the Zoom area, it should pop up on your screen to take this poll. Okay, there's 2 questions here. All right, so take about 3 minutes and go ahead and answer these 2 questions that popped up. And let me know if you cannot see it. All right, I'll give about another 30 more seconds. We'll jump back into the workshop. And I love that these remain anonymous too.
That we're not at one another's throats.
Yeah, exactly, Brian. Okay, so to break it down, I'll give you a general consensus here. Number 2, do you struggle with performance anxiety? 70% said yes. 70% of you. That's significantly high. All right, so let's talk about it. All right, so I'm going to exit out there. Let's go back to our workshop. I want you to know that it is normal to feel, what do we call them? Butterflies, to feel butterflies before big moments, okay? You should feel, okay, like, oh, I feel a little nervous before something major is going to happen. That's normal. But if your heart starts pounding and you're like right before public speaking, or your hands get really clammy and significantly sweaty before just a friendly pickleball match, or your mind goes completely blank before taking a test or writing a paper, those are signs that you might be dealing with performance anxiety. Okay, this is also known as stage fright, competitive anxiety. It's this intense fear of being judged or failing in high stakes situations. And these situations can affect anyone. Okay, students, athletes, executives, myself, professors, musicians, all the above, right? It's far more common than people realize. So I want you to know that it is much more common than people realize. This study here, let me switch. This recent study, okay, in Frontiers in Psychology, recent study in 2024 stated that 60% of individuals experience performance anxiety at some point in their lives. I wish there was, that's a high number just for all age groups. I wish it would have broken it down into, okay, maybe adolescents experience this, or maybe 55 and older experience this, but that's still a significantly high number at some point in their lives, okay? Let's talk about what is performance anxiety though. We kind of need to go over the definition, okay, before we can get into the strategies. So let me let some more people in because they are trickling in here. Let more people in. All right, welcome. We're just getting into the workshop, so welcome, get settled. Glad you're here. All right, the goal with this is, with the right strategies, the 5 strategies I'm going to give you, the goal is to train your brain and your body to respond calmly when you're under pressure. So, understanding performance anxiety. This type of anxiety manifests when you feel excessive fear about your ability to succeed academically, okay? Symptoms are going to include nervousness, difficulty concentrating, physical discomfort, and there it is, procrastination, okay? Recognizing that these feelings are normal is going to be the first step towards managing them. So I'm glad that 70% of you just said, yeah, I deal with performance anxiety, okay? Let's get into the 5 strategies. That is going to be the goal of this workshop. We're just going to talk about 5 very simple strategies that you all can implement, okay? Here are your 5, then we're going to dive deep into each one. Okay, feel free to write these down. I'll also send this out afterwards so you have the PowerPoint. Number 1 is develop a study routine. Number 2 is to practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Number 3 is set realistic goals. Number 4 is to prepare thoroughly. And number 5 is to seek support. All right, so let's break these down even more. Okay? All right. Here's the first one. Develop a study routine. Okay? Creating a structured study routine is going to help minimize feelings of your uncertainty and anxiety. Right? You'll need to break your study sessions into manageable blocks of time. And then you need to include breaks to recharge. If you're always on the go, 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 you're not giving the body and the brain rest that it needs to actually remember what it's being taught. Okay, so for instance, many of you have heard of the Pomodoro technique. Okay, that is studying for 25 minutes, taking a 5-minute break, and then repeating. That type of structured approach not only enhances focus, but it also creates a sense of accomplishment after each study break or a study block. And that's what you want. You want to be able to accomplish something. It's very uncomfortable and really annoying when you, let's say you study for 5 hours and then never accomplish anything because you may hit writer's block, or you get nervous about something, or you have a to-do list. That's why breaking it down into chunks is going to be your best bet. And this works for all people, okay? Another great study technique, if you have not heard of this, this is called batching. Batching is a time management and productivity technique where you group similar tasks together and then complete them all at once in these dedicated blocks of time. Meaning, instead of frequently switching back and forth between different tasks, batching is going to allow you to focus on one category or a specific type of task at a time. That reduces distractions, and the mental effort required isn't as much to refocus. Okay, so here's two examples. Let's say you work an office job, okay? Rather than responding to emails throughout the day, right? Which you know can get pretty annoying. Emails come. They just keep coming, I feel like, right? Instead of doing it all throughout the day, you set aside specific times to handle only emails. So you might say 9 a.m. to 9:30 emails. You'll check it again at 11:30. Check it again at 2. And all you're doing is emails during that time. Everything else, let those go. All right. Unless it's like an emergency email and that somebody needs something, right? Then you got to do it. Another example for studying is going to say, okay, I'm going to work on this writing assignment. Okay. From this time to this time. That's all I'm going to do. Do not switch your math homework to a LAN 101 paper, then to a theological paper. It's not going to work. Okay. You want to batch them because this approach helps increase the efficiency. It improves your concentration. And we want you to minimize multitasking. Multitasking doesn't work. Okay. I know society tells us that it's awesome. It's not good. All right. So we want to reduce the switching tax here. Okay. We don't want you to keep changing back and forth repeatedly. That is batching. All right. Any questions on developing a study routine? Anyone want to share what's currently working well for you or what's not working for you?
I'm
Good.
I'm kind of having a hard time with a course, and it all boils down to everything that you talked about. About like, I guess, having social anxiety problem,
Yeah.
or that being like being hard on myself,
Yeah.
and then it feels like it causes a sense of procrastination, which causes you to miss assignments, and then
Yes.
it's like you just like start to doubt yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very common. Yes. And
But
I'm glad you're here.
I'm just having like, me personally, everyone, I'm just having like a hard time. So
Yeah.
that's just my experience right now. Like
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. It is very tough, but I'm glad you're acknowledging that and I'm glad you're here. So we're all here for you. We'll keep you in prayers too. Many of these students have struggled at some point, or they're here because they are struggling too. Anyone else have some tips? Or you want to discuss this briefly? What are some of your study routines? Or you don't have any, which is also why you're here.
That's right, Dee. That's right.
That's
I
right,
don't have
Dee.
any I don't have any study tips, or any
Let's-
study habits.
No study. Okay. And that's why that's number one, is to implement that. If there is no routine, let's say routine in general, I bet everything is pretty chaotic right now. Yeah. Yep.
So, oh,
Yeah, Dee, go ahead.
so I had to go back to the basics, old school style,
Yep.
and write it down. I end up buying a calendar and just
Yeah.
writing everything. And I already got it full because that's also my problem. Church, I work for the airlines, so my schedule is never consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I get extended at work, and then this last class is hybrid, so I'm still in person on Tuesdays and then online. So per se, I really don't have a study time right now because it's trying to
Mm-hmm.
find that area. So I
Mm-hmm.
understand what Christina's saying, but um, you might have to start from the ground zero and go back to just handwriting
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah. And even with busy schedules, the routine can also be, if you get your calendar and write everything out for that month, you're developing habits just right there by doing that. You're getting organized. Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for too. Yes, Brian, hand raised.
I was just gonna say that also too is like what you can do is um kind of like on the weekends, like on Sunday or whatever, go into your Canvas, see what the assignments are, and then read the introductions on that day, the introduction, and then maybe to review, read it again on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, just kind of like familiarize with the assignments and what the professor wants.
Right. Yeah. Yep. You can always review. That's a great way to do that. Just like if you live by your calendar, you're always checking your calendar. Always check Canvas. Yeah, that's a great point. All right, let's go on to number 2. Is practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Okay. I'm gonna stick here and talk about some of these because a lot of these tips, they're not just for certain groups of people, they're not just for women. Okay. Incorporating mindfulness and relaxation techniques into your routine is going to significantly reduce your anxiety. Okay, techniques being deep breathing, any progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization. I'm going to talk more about this because these can help calm your mind and your body. These are physical ways to do this. I know some of you are thinking, but we should pray. Absolutely. These are other physical techniques that can be implemented to encourage relaxation, right? So before entering an exam, before studying, before giving a sermon, before heading into work, whatever you do, okay, you can try a short mindfulness exercise. All you do is, you close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and you visualize yourself succeeding, okay? Because mindfulness is the practice of being present without any judgment. It's being present. It's one of the most reliable stress management strategies for reducing anxiety naturally. Seriously, okay? You can learn to stay focused during any high stakes moments by taking a moment to recenter yourself. One of the strategies to recenter yourself and incorporate deep breathing is when you take deep breaths and you close your eyes, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We do it in counseling and it's done. Many athletes do this. If you ever watch sports, you will see some athletes talking to themselves. That is them practicing mindfulness before a game. Either they're praying, they're typically doing some type of deep breathing. And I love the videos where they hook mics up to any athletes or any famous people. If they are practicing any of these techniques, they are typically talking to themselves in a positive manner. And they're also doing some deep breathing, which then goes into visualization. This might be new to some of you, okay? This is a powerful strategy to overcome performance anxiety, meaning you are going to mentally rehearse your success, mentally rehearse it, okay? Visualization is one of the top boost confidence techniques used by public speakers, athletes, and performers. Okay, this is a great strategy to use. It helps you tap into your brain's ability to simulate experiences. So what you do is you vividly imagine yourself performing well. You vividly imagine yourself doing well on that assignment. Whether or not it turns out that way, you can overcome the initial performance anxiety. That's what this is for. It's not telling you the outcome is going to be exactly the way you want it. Okay, it's just going to start with positivity. When you do this, when you can vividly imagine yourself doing well or performing well, your brain then fires off the same neural pathways as it would if it were actually doing it. It's phenomenal how the brain works. It will shoot off the same neural pathways. It will release all of those good chemicals that we want, just like you would get if you do something really well and you receive all that praise. Okay, that's visualization, right? It is a positive strategy to use to reduce the performance anxiety. Okay. All right. Isn't that amazing? I think it's so fascinating. All right, let's get into, there we go. Let's get into setting realistic goals. Okay. Setting achievable, realistic goals is going to be essential for managing your academic anxiety. So let's talk about it briefly. What are some of your goals? Yes, I know, to graduate from LBC. That's awesome. Any realistic goals that you have that I would say in a short time span, meaning they're specific, they're realistic, you can get it done in the next week or so. What are some goals that you have? Doesn't have to be academic related. What are some goals? You can just spew them out. I know we've got a lot of people here, but just shout them out. What are some goals?
To stop letting other people's problems distract me from my priorities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let those people go. Bye-bye people pleasing. Get the
That
toxic
is
people
it.
out of your life. What'd you say, Lisa?
And that is it. That's the number one.
That's the number one. Get the toxic people out of your life.
Yes.
I mean, realistically, in the season of change, honestly speaking, you don't have time for that.
Yeah,
You know, it holds you back and it pulls you down.
it does. Yep, those people do for sure. Yep. Any other goals that you all have in the upcoming weeks or months? Some goals. Any financial goals, relationship goals, ministry goals, anything? Or have you not thought about any goals?
Yeah, well, I have a goal is to
Yeah.
lose 10 pounds within
Woo!
this week.
What?
I want to say this week, but I don't think it's getting there because I fell off today. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, you know what? If you fell off today, you got to get back up tomorrow. That's what you're doing.
yes, yes.
Don't make me call you. All right,
Yes.
that's a goal. So let's talk about some of these goals. Why do they have to be realistic? Why do they have to be realistic? Okay. Well, first off, unrealistic goals lead to frustration, burnout, procrastination, and loss of motivation. That's what unrealistic goals do. Okay. Realistic goals, on the other hand, they build momentum. They help track progress. They fit into your lifestyle and they keep you motivated. Okay. The goal is, instead of aiming for perfection, we want to focus on specific realistic objectives. Meaning, for example, you could tell yourself, instead of saying, I want to ace this exam, I would rather hear you say, I want to improve my understanding on these key concepts from this material. Okay. The goal isn't to ace the exam. I know everyone has that goal. Everyone says, I want to get an A on the paper. I want to get an A on this. Okay. That's great. You can try and reach for that, but then break it down into smaller, realistic goals. How are you going to ace that assignment? What do you need to do? Right. Another key aspect is to celebrate your progress, no matter how small it is. You must always celebrate the wins, because in our society, a lot of times we focus on the negatives way too much. We don't give ourselves enough credit to celebrate the progress that we're doing. Even if you don't see progress this week, like Lisa, if you don't see any progress this week, but you stayed on track, celebrate that, because you did that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Progress takes, it's slow over time. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and have an awesome study routine, and you're not going to struggle with performance anxiety. I wish that was the case though, right? But
Yeah,
this
right.
shift in focus can help alleviate pressure, and it can also build self-efficacy. And we want you to have self-efficacy as an adult in college. Another way is to try positive framing. This might be new. But you're going to know what I'm talking about as soon as I explain it. Positive framing means expressing your goals and intentions in a constructive and affirmative way, rather than focus on what you want to avoid or fear. Okay. Basically, be positive, not negative. Okay. Here's an example. Instead of saying, okay, for example, saying, I want to earn a B or better. A B or better. Okay. Emphasizes a clear, achievable outcome. Okay. Of course, you don't want to fail. So make it realistic and try positive framing. Instead of saying, I don't want to fail, switch it, remove the negative, don't, and put something positive. Say, I'm aiming for this or this. Okay. You can reframe the way you phrase things. Okay. I don't want to fear, actually, that centers and revolves around the negative fear. That's going to increase your anxiety. That's going to reduce your motivation. I don't want to fail. I don't want to do it. Okay, then switch it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to aim for this. Another like short example would just be, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to get fluent in another language in 1 month. Okay. Instead of that, I would make the goal realistic and say, practice Spanish 20 minutes daily for 4 weeks. That is a realistic and specific objective. Okay. If you just say, I want to become fluent in Spanish in 1 month, well, yes, that's a really broad goal, but you actually haven't broken it down into smaller pieces. They haven't been achieved yet. Okay.
What are you gonna do to, what's your
Yeah.
steps in doing?
Exactly. Yeah, that's right, Brian. Yeah. So especially if you write those steps down or you say them out loud. Yes. Yeah, that's a great way. Okay. So set realistic goals. Let's move on to prepare thoroughly. Okay. Feeling unprepared, as you all know, is going to heighten your anxiety. You know what it's like feeling unprepared, just in life in general, right? If you have young kids and like dinner's not made and you're like, oh no, what do I do? Everything's still in the freezer, or you need to wear that outfit and it's still in the washer, right? Just feeling unprepared in general is horrible. Okay. That's why thorough preparation is going to be key. You always have to be ahead of the game, really. Okay. I know it sounds overwhelming and daunting, but it's going to help in the long run. It reduces so much anxiety that you don't need in life. Okay. So what this is going to do is, when you prepare thoroughly, you would create a comprehensive study plan. It's going to review any class notes. Okay, you're going to familiar yourself with the material, review class notes, create flashcards. You could also take practice quizzes or tests online. Yes, that's time consuming. To create all that is time consuming. But in the long run, you're actually teaching yourself routines and great study habits. And that's going to then help with memory retention. Okay. Again, prepare logistically, plan ahead. You need to gather everything you need. If you are going to write a research paper, okay, open up a Word doc, open up the library in a new tab. Okay. Get everything out that you need to plan ahead. Notes, supplies, any equipment. If you like to listen to music, get it all ready. Okay, get your snack ready. Then you can plan practical details in other areas, nutrition, sleep, okay, whatever else you need to do, meditation, devotions, all of that. When you plan ahead and gather all the materials you need, you'll more likely be successful. Okay, this last piece here is to understand the material. Meaning, go back and review your notes, especially with 8-week courses. Those are fast. They're fast courses. You're getting a lot of information in a short period of time. So you should be familiarizing yourself with the material, because it's going to boost your confidence and lessen all those feelings of uncertainty. Okay. Consider reaching out to classmates. I know it's awkward. It's weird. You're in a group, an online class with people you barely don't know. All right. Reach out to them. Put them in a group chat. Is anyone else struggling with this assignment? Hey, I have some tips for some people. It's working really well for me. I'm going to share them with you. Okay. We're all adults. That's what's great. Most people don't care. They actually want to learn more, right? Now, I would say if it's in high school, people would be like, why is this person contacting me? Right? But we love it as adults. Okay. Active engagement with your peers is going to further enhance your understanding and then reduce anxiety. Okay. So I don't want you to memorize all the material. I want you to understand it. I want you to apply it. Okay. The goal is to comprehend the concepts in your classes by actively engaging with the content. And that's in various ways, however way you learn. Okay. It might be summarizing. It might be talking to yourself in a mirror. It might be note-taking, flashcards, questioning. I want you to apply all these ideas in your classes into real life. As long as you're applying them, then we know you're good. Okay. It's not, we do not care so much. Majority of us here at LBC, the faculty and staff, we could care less about the grade. Okay. We want we want to know that you're applying it and that you're understanding the material. Okay. And that you're using it for ministry and your vocation. Right. All right. Let's go next. The last one here is seeking support. Please never underestimate the power of support at any age. I know my last workshop, we talked about this. The workshop was Who's Got Your Back? That was 2 weeks ago. Who's got your back? And I talked about why people don't reach out and what that underlying fear is. But never estimate the power of support. It's crucial, especially in college as an adult, okay? It could come from an accountability partner, whether that's friends, family, your professor, whoever that looks like, okay? It is important that you have this person in your life so that you can share feelings with someone who deeply understands what it's like to feel isolated in the online space, okay? Someone who's been through accelerated college, okay? I would say try and find an accountability person who has been through certain similar situations you have. If you're talking to someone who goes to college in person and they've been out of college for years and years and years, it's gonna be hard for them. Yes, they'll have a great listening ear, but they might not have specific tips or strategies to give you because it has changed a lot in recent years. Okay. Next would be the Ally Center. You know this. We talk about this every workshop, but do people actually utilize it? No. Majority no. Okay. Ally Center. Reach out to one of, what did you say, Brian?
Ally Center is your best friend.
It's gonna be your best friend. Yes, we are. Okay. We have working professionals there who've been where you are at. Also, all the professionals that work at the Ally Center, we are all also professors in certain areas, which is fantastic. Okay. They are going to be able to provide some relief. Okay. Outside your professor, Ally Center is your next step, right? They have multiple resources. They've got videos, tangible resources, and such wealth of knowledge that they bring, okay? Also, lastly is going to be, if needed, a counselor. Find yourself. I know counselors aren't always covered. Christian counselors always aren't covered by insurance, and it's very stressful. It's a lot of money. But I will say, if your anxiety is not just performance anxiety, it's more than just academics. If it's persistent, it's extremely overwhelming, it's debilitating, I'm going to highly recommend seeking a health professional, okay? Because they're going to specialize in helping you navigate this type of anxiety and give you tailored support, okay? That's what I recommend. I'm not a PCP, but that's what I recommend. All right. Let's jump here. Any questions so far before we do one more poll here, one more survey? Any comments? I told you at the beginning of this webinar that it's going to be nice and short. I'm giving you these 5 tips and that's it. I'm not making us do too much talking tonight because we're in week 6. We're exhausted. I know what it's like. Some of you are like, wait, what week are we in? All right. I want you, so in conclusion, before I have you do one more survey here, like we did at the beginning of this webinar, okay? Yes, academic performance, as many of you stated, okay? The anxiety of it is going to feel debilitating, okay? But I want you to know that it can be managed. That's the awesome part of it. If you incorporate some of these strategies, it can be managed, okay? It's important for you to develop, like we talked about, develop a study routine, practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques, set realistic goals, prepare thoroughly, and seek support. Okay, you are able to regain your confidence and you're able to enhance your academic performance by using these strategies. If you do not know where to begin, like if you always come to these workshops, you love them, but you're not incorporating anything, reach out and say, I don't know where to start. Just say it. Just tell us. Please tell us. Because we can then break it down even into easier techniques and say, okay, I think you need an accountability partner, which many of you just need. You need someone checking in saying, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Okay. All right. My email is there for you if you'd like to contact me. You'll also get my email because I will send out this PowerPoint and the recording. And then if you would like to, at the bottom, you can schedule an appointment with the Ally Center. You can email them. All right. So before we open it up to the floor to chat just a bit, I'm going to, actually, I'll let some of you write this down. I see you writing. I'll give you a little bit of time. All right. I'm going to put one more survey in the chat here. This one's a little different. It's not going to pop up like the last one did. This one I'm going to put in the chat, okay? And it will come up as a link, right? Let me share it with you. You can click on that link on any device. Okay. It's taking a while. There we go. It loads. My computer's about to shut down. That's what it looks like. It's telling me the thing is circling on it. All right, while it's circling, any other comments or feedback? I'll let it circle here for a little bit.
No, I just want to say thank you again, because
Sure, Lisa.
I really get nervous when it's time for me, especially
I know.
get nervous when I go out and I speak to the nursing home, to the little people at the nursing home. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I went to go speak last Wednesday and I said I hope it as it encouraged me, I hope it encouraged somebody else. And I
Yes.
told the little elderly ladies, I said, pray for me because you know I'm nervous. So one little elderly lady pulled me to the side and said, look, stop saying you're nervous. She was like, you did an excellent job. She was like, it touched me. And then I was like, oh, thank you for the encouragement.
That's
I was
wonderful.
I was like, she just don't know I was shaking in my boots.
Yeah.
But but I thank you for that. And I'm gonna have to step out a little early because I gotta go back into the church. So
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's to the workshop. Okay, let me fill out the
All
survey.
right, there it goes. So the survey, I switched it briefly because it kept loading. I'm not going to put it in the chat. It just popped up for you. Okay, so go ahead and answer these two questions. All right, wonderful. Once you've completed these two questions, you are free to go. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm glad you were able to attend. I hope you gained some type of knowledge tonight, whatever that is, and that you will be able to incorporate some of the strategies. If you need, please reach out to Ally Center or myself. Okay? Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
You
Good.
too.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Brian.
Yes, you too.
Always a pleasure. God bless.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See you, D. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you. Looking
You're
forward.
welcome. All right. All right, we are done. It looks like majority have answered. Awesome. Oh, Berlin, you're on mute.
You.
You're welcome. Let me know if you need anything, if you need to schedule another meeting, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right. Have a
Bye.
good night.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.